Our Crossbeam integration actually addresses a lot of the things that we talked about, particularly around influence versus sourced. And so ultimately, it's allowed us, along with a few other integrations like packaged into a suite, it's allowed us to create two modules. The first we're calling co-sell signals, and the second we're calling smart recommendations. So I'm going to give you guys a rundown of what both of those are. Before we do that, I'm going to give you a quick overview for context of what is Partner Fleet, just so you know what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from. So we make it way easier to build your app marketplace. We tried, I'm a co-founder. Kenny's my co-founder and CEO, right? We were at a previous company together. We tried to build our marketplace in-house. We ran into all the pitfalls around doing so, and Kenny ultimately left to start Partner Fleet to address those issues. So the idea was it has to be turnkey, no code, and it has to be able to be managed by a partner manager or a non-technical marketing person. Since then, we've gone on to mature the platform quite a bit. So we're doing more technical items like the ability to embed the marketplace into your SaaS application with a couple lines of code. It's a widget. So it becomes the single source of your content. And then we also have the ability to power an enablement marketplace, which would be available to your internal teams and show content that you would not want to show publicly. On top of that, your partners would be able to go in there and manage their listings, get access to resources, access forms for developer portal processes and things like that. Just to highlight some of our customers, obviously we have Katie and Christine on from ZoomInfo and G2. We power their marketplaces as well as Crossbeam. So a lot of the talk for this session, we're working with them in many different capacities. We also have the ability to be very flexible with design. So you're seeing SalesLoft, MindBody, and Smart Recruiters marketplaces all look quite different here. Okay, so that brings me back to co-sell signals is what we're going to start with here. We really have this influence conundrum, right? Where we as partner people know that that's where the magic happens. That's what's important about these tech partnerships. But influence is elusive and it's slippery and it's hard to define, right? And it's hard to track. So we think that marketplaces are a great place to start tracking that influence. So think about it this way. If you have a top performing marketplace, right, you might convert 4% of your visitors to leads. So that means 96% of visitors are unknown and unactionable. So if you have 10,000 visitors coming each month, like you might uncover 400 of them. Then 9,600 are like being influenced by partners, but not actually able to be like communicated to. So we wanted to figure out a way to tap into that bucket. The way to do this was, first of all, we have to be able to uncover the unknown partner influence on the marketplace and then identify partners who can help and then ultimately get the opportunities in front of AEs. This also includes CSMs. It could be your partner account managers. It could also be your partners as well. We have to get the insights into the right place. So the idea is that we want to take that 4% and double or triple or quadruple it because now we know who's coming and we have a way to get in front of them at the right time. So this is what we're doing. This is co-sell signals, right? So we're taking and identifying the visitors that are coming to the marketplace. We're taking that data set of all those companies and cross-referencing it against your partner overlaps in Crossbeam. And then we're pushing those signals into Slack where, again, AEs can pick it up. It could be your partner managers. Whoever needs to see those can be in Slack and get those insights. So what this includes, you'll have an activity feed. You can see the visitor that's on the marketplace. You can see who you overlap with from a partner standpoint, your impressions. You'll also have signals in here. You'll also be able to drill in and see what did that visitor do? What did they click on? Did they hit a CTA? So in this case, they hit a call to action button on the Chili Piper listing. They also viewed the homepage and other activities like that. And then you'll see for this visitor, the partners that they're connected to and what the status is with those partner accounts. So this visitor is an existing customer of Slack. They're an active opportunity with Zapier, and they're a prospect with Snowflake. This was the activity on each of those listings that they had on your marketplace. This is really cool because then you can start to figure out like, hey, if they're an existing customer of Slack and they're a prospect of mine, maybe I want to go to them and ask for an intro, right? If they're an active opportunity with Zapier and an active opportunity with us, then maybe that's a co-sell opportunity that we can connect with them and say, hey, we have this joint opportunity. They're already on your marketplace listing on our marketplace and things like that. So there's a lot of cool different plays you can run there. So now we have this section here, which essentially allows you to be like air traffic controller, where you can triage all the intent that's on your marketplace and you can identify what to do with them. So like I mentioned before, you might want to select my prospects for the relationship to you and then see who is customers of your partner and then start asking for intros. You might want to flip that around and say, I want to look at my customers who are visiting my marketplace and who are prospects of my partner and show them some goodwill by offering a few intros there. Or you might just want to get this information in front of your AEs to develop some goodwill with them and show them that you're driving outcomes for them. So here's the Slack notification. This is the way to get it right in front of your teams, the people who need to see it, and even for your partners as well, so that you're showing them all the activity on the marketplace and they can start taking advantage of it. We want your partners to really have incentive to be on your marketplace, make their listings amazing, right? And start to drive that traffic. Right now, they can only see the analytics that are anonymous, but going forward, we'll uncover those anonymous visitors and they'll be able to start taking action, or you can create those collaborative campaigns and start running joint campaigns with them. Whew. All right, cool. So this brings us to the next module here. So we completed co-sell signals there. Now we're moving on to smart recommendations. And it's actually all about personalization. So think about the B2C world that we live in. You go onto Amazon, you're not going to get there and get a bunch of generic results, right? This is the snapshot from Kelsey, our head of marketing. She's looking at dresses, supplements. She might get a new bed, right? And then that's juxtaposed with mine. I'm buying a Traeger grill. I have a 1-year-old, so I'm looking at getting diapers and car seats and things like that. So it's quite different, but personalization matters, and it really only exists in the B2C world as far as marketplaces go right now. We're trying to change that and bring that to B2B. So we're using the same plumbing, right? Identify the visitor, cross-reference the partners, identify who the visitor of the marketplace is already using as far as their tech stack goes, and then create a featured section up at the top that says for you, and it pulls in all those tools that they're already using. So if they are a prospect of yours, they come to their marketplace. They don't have to search around and try to, filter or click on categories to find what they need. They're going to get there and it's already going to say the tech that they use, and they can do the rest of their research from there. If they're a current customer, this is how you drive installs of integrations. What tech is already being used by this visitor on the marketplace? Let's make sure they're aware of it and put it right front and center for them. So that is the gist of what we're launching. I hope it's exciting to you all like it is to us. If you do want to have a conversation about this with us, we would be happy to chat with you. You can book a demo with us or book time with us at Catalyst. You can use the QR code there to make that happen. We will be at Catalyst. We're also doing an appy hour at Catalyst with some of our friends, Crossbeam, Magentrix, Sugar, and Superglue. It's actually going to be hosted at the G2 office. So thank you, Christine and team, for making that happen for us. thank you all for listening. I will open it up for questions now, and I see Christine and Katie are still on. So if you have questions for them, um, feel free to fire away.